Do you remember the scene in The Wizard of Oz when Dorothy and her friends, the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, Lion, and Toto, they're finally in the presence of the wizard himself. And the wizard is behind the curtain, and he's doing everything he can to make sure that they don't see him. He's speaking into the microphone, making loud noises, and there's smoke billowing everywhere. And then he yells, and he says, "Do not arouse the wrath of the great and powerful wizard. Come back tomorrow." Dorothy and her friends are scared, and the wizard is agitated. And the more agitated he gets, the more the curtain begins to shake. And that gets Toto interested in what's going on. So Toto runs, grabs the curtain, pulls it down, and exposes everything. And with that, the wizard says, "Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain." Today, Easter Day, is very much like that. Death's game is up. The curtain is pulled back. The fraud is exposed for what it is. This is the day in which God's victory establishes once and for all that death itself is dead. And what we see is a curtain pulled back, exposing the fraud for what it is. Because of Christ's victory over death, we know that God's love is more powerful than the world's hate. We know that God's healing is more powerful than the world's brokenness. We know that God's power of life is greater than any power death has. That light that streams from Joseph's garden, it is so bright that we can see our world, despite war, which of course our nation is engaged in right now, war in other countries as well, despite greed, despite our inability at times to care for others or to see others, especially those who might be different from us, despite whatever it is that might try to eclipse God's dream, all of those are put to flight. Today, we see our neighbors, we see ourselves, we see the earth, we see every living thing in the light that Jesus Christ is risen from the dead. The good news of this day is that death is given over to life. In that garden, Jesus approaches Mary and asks her, "Who are you looking for?" She doesn't yet know that it's her Lord, because what is true in that moment is beyond belief, and yet it is so true, which is that no stone, no tomb can keep him, not even the aloes and the spices which those women disciples so lovingly prepared, they can't keep him. Nothing can keep him, because it is God's good will to bring us from death to life. He is risen. The heavens proclaim it, we proclaim it, and it's a truth that's too great to deny. Life is overcome death, and neither of them will ever be the same. A happy and glorious Easter to you. Alleluia, Christ is risen.